Welcome to this episode of My VA Disability Claim. All right, today we're going to talk about how to file for PTSD. All right, in honor or in acknowledgement of National Mental Health Awareness Month. All right, we have a couple other mental health videos as well, but today we're going to talk specifically about how to file for PTSD. All right, here we go, man. PTSD. Main thing is that stressor form. If you're filing for PTSD due to combat, right? You're in a combat zone. People pass, mortar rounds coming over, all the intensity, excitement that comes with that. And now you're filing for that PTSD due to what happened in the combat zone. You want to use stressor form 21 0781. It gives you space on the form to talk about the incident in as much detail as you prefer, right? Main thing is that you put the dates, the location, right, and the duty station as well, right? That duty station, what happened, when it happened, main information that you're going to put on that stressor form, right? And then they can just check that to confirm that you were there, and then bingo bongo. If you're filing for PTSD due to a personal assault, right? Whether that be physical assault, sexual assault, you would use the stressor form 21 0781A. All right, so 0781 is for combat, 0781A is for personal assault, sexual assault. All right, we mainly see this with MST, military sexual trauma. And again, you would just have to put, the incident, describing the incident, what happened, in as much detail as you're comfortable with, of course. And the main thing is the when and the where, right? Where did this take place? When did this take place? So they can confirm in the records. If it's a non-combat situation, let's say you had a fall, got in an accident, something of that nature, something that was traumatic, and then now you have PTSD, mental health conditions as a result, you would just use that 21 4138 statement and supported claim. We really recommend that you use the 4138 in most claims that you file, just so you can kind of write out in your own words what's going on. All right. And another thing about PTSD is the wording of it. You want to make sure that you're not limiting yourself when you're filing for PTSD, because maybe you have an additional diagnosis, right? And not just PTSD. Maybe it's diagnosed as something else, right? Linked to PTSD. So the wording for that you can use to make sure you're catching everything when you're filing that claim is PTSD to include but not limited to, and then you list the other conditions, right? That could be anxiety, insomnia, depression, memory loss, right? Hypervigilance, right? That's when you list those conditions, all the mental health conditions that you're dealing with as a result of this traumatic event. Again, that wording, and this is important, right? PTSD to include but not limited to, which means it could be these things and it could be other things that I'm not familiar with yet, but that the doctor has diagnosed. All right? So keep that wording in mind when you submit that claim. Make sure you put that wording on there to give yourself the wider net. And most importantly, with every claim, check your records, right? Take a little time, put forth a little effort to check your records to make sure that diagnosis is officially in there. All right, you want to check and make sure, again, you have that official medical diagnosis of PTSD, of anxiety, of depression, whatever the case, right? But if you're filing for PTSD, you want to make sure you have that diagnosis of PTSD in your medical records. All right? Hey, that's quick. That's it. But those are the main things, though. Stressor form, if it's combat, 0781. If it's a personal assault, sexual assault, 0781A. If it's a non-combat, you can just use the 4138. All right. And as always, on the website, Helpful Veteran is the website, Helpful Veteran at the Carter Hughes Knowledge Institute. Resources there to help you out in terms of education. As a veteran, you have benefits in regard to education. As a veteran, you have benefits in regard to employment, right? That's a major one. Please use the resources. For myself, I went 10 years after separation without using my resources, without taking advantage of the fact that I was a veteran, right? And those 10 years were not very, not very productive, man. Like it was a struggle for me, right? By the time I kind of realized, oh my God, I could use all this stuff, it wasn't too late, but a lot of time was wasted, right? But once I found out, then I began using it. My job that I do now is because I'm a veteran, right? Still connected in that space, right? The education that I received, my degree, because I was a veteran, right? So make sure we're taking advantage of these resources, using your past experience to help you and your family for the future, right? My kids appreciate the fact that I began to take advantage of my benefits, right? My ladies appreciate the hey man, right along, I mean, they've enjoyed it as well. I've enjoyed it also, take advantage of it. There are some unique benefits to being a citizen in this country, right? We're all born in different places. Wherever you're dropped into, there are benefits to being there, right? That's what it's about. Just learning, okay, this is where I am. What are the benefits, right? Get an understanding. Right? Wherever you're dropped into, it's like, hey, okay, this is where I am. So, what are the benefits? Get that knowledge, get that understanding of the benefits. That's what we offer on the website, right? Different tools you can learn about, uh, different resources you can use for employment, for benefits as well. We have the guidebook to capture your claims, right? If you want to get a little more involved, we have the micro learning course as well to kind of show you the framework. Simple formula that we use for every claim, right? Three elements of service connection, and we just go through and make sure we satisfy each of those elements. One, two, three. Try to keep things simple. We try to keep things straightforward. We understand this information will be useful for the next 100 years at least, right? Until they change the laws and everything, then okay, maybe you got us. But until then, learn the information, use the information. If you deem it to be valuable, share the information, right? All it costs you is time and effort for the most part. The guidebook is what, $5? The micro learning course is, I believe, $19, right? Everything else free. Costs you just time and just effort. And if anyone who knows about filing claims, you can get way more than $25 a month for filing a claim, right? And if not this, use something. That's what it's about. Use something to help yourself take advantage. We have stuff already there for you laid out. You don't want to use it? Perfect. Use something to help you take advantage of those resources, right? It not only helps you, but again, helps your family as well. Helps the people that you're hanging out with as well. So learn the information, use the information, share the information. All right. And as always, man, hey, have an incredible day. Huh?